a saying crops up in quite different strands of tradition, then yeah, that helps. That isn't the only reason for saying that something is authentic, but it's kind of nice. You have something in Matthew, something in John, something in Paul. My goodness, there's real convergence here of quite different sources. So I wouldn't discount that. But equally, those scholars who've made a big song and dance about this often have a very strict criterion for what they mean by Q, for instance, and I'm not nearly so sanguine that we can reconstruct Q or the stages of Q. I really don't think we know that stuff. So there are problems at that level, but also it appears that sometimes, even when there is multiple attestation, scholars like that want to ditch the saying for quite other reasons. Jesus talks about himself as the Son of God. If you confess me, my Father will confess you, or whatever, or my Father who is in heaven. And then there are sayings about Jesus not knowing what the time of the destruction of Jerusalem is going to happen, but only the Father knows that, but not the Son. So Jesus does talk about himself as Son of God in ways which it doesn't look as though the early church would have made up, like the famous saying in Mark chapter 10, where the rich young ruler says, "Good master," he says, "Well, you call me good, no one is good but God alone." Now, the early church certainly didn't make that up. And like the saying where they accused Jesus of being demon-possessed, the early church certainly didn't make that up. We've got a lot of these things where we've got a convergence, and we can say, well, this isn't the only way of doing the history of Jesus, but we are pretty sure that these things really do go back. And then if we've got Jesus referring to himself as Son of God in these texts, well, there's every reason to suppose that some of the others might have been authentic as well. Again, how far do you take skepticism, suspicion, etc.? And these are texts these are questions which the texts won't answer for you.